I'm all about living a healthy lifestyle, and that includes understanding what we put into our bodies. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that might surprise you: creatinine levels and the foods that can send them soaring. Imagine this: you go for a routine blood test and the results come back showing elevated creatinine levels. Your doctor looks concerned and starts discussing kidney health, hydration, and dietary choices. Suddenly, you're left wondering, what exactly is creatinine and how does food impact its levels? Well, creatinine is a waste product formed from the breakdown of creatine, a substance found in muscle tissue and certain foods. It is filtered out by the kidneys and expelled through urine. When creatinine levels rise significantly, it could indicate potential kidney issues or simply be a result of dietary and lifestyle choices. So whether you're an athlete looking to boost performance, a bodybuilder seeking muscle gains, or just someone curious about how food affects your body, you're in the right place. Let's dive into the 10 foods that can cause a rapid increase in creatinine levels and understand their impact on your body. Let's talk about red meat. We all know it's a great source of protein, iron, and other essential nutrients, but did you know it can also significantly impact your creatinine levels? Red meat, especially beef, is naturally rich in creatine. When we consume creatine, our bodies convert it into creatinine, which, as we discussed, is filtered out by our kidneys. Now, a little bit of red meat now and then isn't a cause for concern, but if you're regularly consuming large portions of steak, burgers, or even lean ground beef, you might be putting extra stress on your kidneys. This is especially true if you're already predisposed to kidney issues or consume a diet high in protein overall. Remember, moderation is key. Enjoying red meat as part of a balanced diet is perfectly fine, but overdoing it could lead to a creatinine spike. Next up, we have organ meats like liver, kidneys, and heart. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Organ meats, who eats those anymore? But believe it or not, they're considered delicacies in many cultures and are making a comeback in certain health circles. While organ meats are incredibly nutrient-dense, packed with vitamins, minerals, and even more creatine and purines than red meat, they can also significantly impact creatinine levels. Purines, in particular, are broken down into uric acid, which can further burden the kidneys. So, while a small serving of liver once in a while might not be an issue for most people, consuming large amounts regularly, especially if you're watching your creatinine levels, is something to be mindful of. Fish, especially fatty fish like tuna, salmon, and cod, are often touted as health foods, and for good reason. They're packed with omega-3 fatty acids, protein, and vitamin D. However, like red meat, fish also contains naturally occurring creatine. While the creatine content in fish is generally lower than in red meat, it's still something to consider, especially if you're consuming fish several times a week. Additionally, some types of fish, particularly larger predatory fish, can contain higher levels of mercury, which can also be harmful to the kidneys. So while enjoying fish as part of a healthy diet is encouraged, it's essential to choose your fish wisely, opt for variety, and be mindful of portion sizes, especially if you're monitoring your creatinine levels. Chapter 4, Dairy Products, a creamy conundrum. Now let's talk about dairy products. Milk, cheese, yogurt, these are staples in many diets around the world. Dairy is a great source of calcium, vitamin D, and you guessed it, protein. But as we've learned, high protein intake can lead to increased creatinine production. Now, for most healthy individuals, moderate dairy consumption isn't a major concern. However, if you're already at risk for kidney issues or have been advised to watch your creatinine levels, it's worth discussing your dairy intake with your doctor or a registered dietitian. They can help you determine the appropriate amount and types of dairy products to include in your diet based on your individual needs and health status. Chapter 5. Eggs cracking the creatinine code. Eggs are a nutritional powerhouse packed with protein, vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. But when it comes to creatinine, it's the protein content that we need to focus on, particularly in egg whites. Egg whites are almost pure protein, and while that's great for building and repairing tissues, it can also contribute to increased creatinine levels. Now, I'm not saying you need to ditch eggs altogether. They're a versatile and affordable source of nutrition. However, if you're watching your creatinine levels, it's a good idea to be mindful of your egg consumption. Instead of having 3 or 4 eggs every morning, maybe stick to 1 or 2 and incorporate other protein sources throughout the day. Chapter 6. Processed meats, a creatinine cocktail. Let's talk about processed meats. Sausages, hot dogs, deli meats. You know the drill. These convenience foods are often high in sodium, saturated fat, and, you guessed it, creatine. Processed meats are often cured or smoked, which can increase their creatine content. On top of that, the high sodium content in processed meats can lead to water retention, putting extra stress on the kidneys. And if that wasn't enough, many processed meats contain preservatives and additives that may also impact kidney health. So, while a hot dog at a baseball game or a few slices of salami on a charcuterie board might not be a big deal for most people, regularly consuming large amounts of processed meats is best avoided, especially if you're monitoring your creatinine levels. Canned and packaged foods can be convenient, but they often come with a hidden cost: high sodium and phosphorus levels. Excess sodium, as we discussed earlier, can lead to fluid retention, which can reduce creatinine clearance. Phosphorus, on the other hand, is a mineral that's essential for healthy bones and teeth. But when consumed in excess, it can put stress on the kidneys, especially in individuals with pre-existing kidney conditions. Many canned and packaged foods, especially soups, sauces, and processed meals, contain high amounts of both sodium and phosphorus. So while these foods might seem harmless, they can contribute to elevated creatinine levels over time. Opting for fresh, whole foods whenever possible is always the best approach for optimal health. Beans and legumes, lentils, chickpeas, black beans, these are nutritional powerhouses packed with fiber, protein, and essential nutrients. But here's the catch. They're also relatively high in purines. Remember, purines are broken down into uric acid, which in excess can contribute to kidney stones and other kidney issues. Now, don't get me wrong. Beans and legumes are incredibly healthy and offer a myriad of health benefits. However, if you're watching your creatinine levels, it's a good idea to consume them in moderation and ensure you're staying well hydrated to help flush out excess uric acid. Sugary drinks and sodas. We all know they're not good for our waistlines or our teeth, but did you know they can also wreak havoc on our kidneys? The high sugar content in these beverages contributes to metabolic stress, which can put a strain on the kidneys. Additionally, sugary drinks can lead to dehydration, which, as we've discussed, impairs the kidney's ability to filter out creatinine effectively. So if you're serious about protecting your kidneys and maintaining healthy creatinine levels, ditching the sugary drinks is a no-brainer. Opt for water, unsweetened tea, or infused water for a refreshing and kidney-friendly alternative. Let's talk about alcohol. Now, I'm not here to judge anyone's lifestyle choices, but it's important to understand the impact that alcohol can have on our kidneys. Alcohol is a diuretic, meaning it increases urine production, which can lead to dehydration. And, as we've learned, dehydration is a major culprit when it comes to elevated creatinine levels. Moreover, excessive alcohol consumption can damage the kidneys over time, leading to a decline in kidney function. So, while a glass of wine with dinner or a beer with friends might not be a cause for concern for most healthy individuals, it's crucial to consume alcohol in moderation and prioritize hydration, especially if you're watching your creatinine levels. So there you have it, guys. 10 foods that can spike creatinine levels fast. Remember, while diet plays a crucial role, other factors also contribute to increased creatinine levels: dehydration, intense exercise, certain medications, and underlying kidney disease. If your creatinine levels are high, it doesn't necessarily mean you have kidney disease. Diet, hydration, and physical activity all play a role in fluctuating levels. However, if you're at risk for kidney issues, limiting these creatinine-boosting foods may be beneficial. For those aiming for muscle growth, consuming these foods in moderation is perfectly normal. The key is balance, eating a nutrient-rich diet while staying hydrated and maintaining an active lifestyle. So, the next time you check your creatinine levels, take a closer look at your diet. You might just find the culprit sitting on your plate.